above 4,500 out of Foxtrot. Yes, sir, we have Adams Hill site.
Sky, Gunner for Foxtrot, enter left base, runway 18, contact the tower, 118.7, good day.
Alright, enter left base, runway 18 at tower 18.7. Have a good day, Niner for Foxtrot. Adams Tower, good morning. Skog 519 for Foxtrot on a 12-mile left base, runway 18.
194 Foxtrot, Adams Tower, runway 18, clear to land.
Alright, clear to land, runway 18, Niner for Foxtrot.
Little Rock approach AC 4124 is 15 for 10, Sierra.
Oh, 15
AC 4124, Little Rock approach, expect runway 4 left, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 6,000.
Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another video here on Green Brothers Flying. Before we get into today's video, let's give out some social media shoutouts. You can find Green Brothers Flying on Discord, on Instagram at Green Brothers Flying, on Facebook at Green Brothers Flying, and on Twitter at Flying_Green. Also, Green Brothers Flying is selling t-shirts. Check out our social medias for more details. In episode 2 of ForeFlight tutorials, let's talk about how I plan a basic VFR visual flight rules flight from my home airport to a Class Charlie airport, Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport, Adams Field at 3,000 feet. All weather in these tutorials are presumed VFR weather, and we are in the airplane ready to taxi. Let's get started. So here's ForeFlight already up. If you haven't checked out my previous video, we did a cross country from Searcy to ARG, so make sure you go check that video out before you go check this one out. So like all this, we start up here in the flight plan menu, Searcy to LIT, and we get that nice magenta line. Now we're not going to go at 5,500, we're going to go at 3,000 feet. If I can find it, 4 knots of headwind. 38 nautical miles, 26 minutes, probably going to be about 35 minutes once we talk to approach. 6.7 gallons of fuel and 7 knots of headwind. We have our nav log there, and we have our profile. Highest point, 871 feet MSL, clearance 11. 180, first strike is none. 3D profile again. That's 3D profile. It's pretty cool. Close that. Go back to edit. Hit that button. Check packing status. And we pack everything. Now as it packs, what do? The very first thing I do once I'm in the airplane, I set up my radios. I put my weather for Searcy, AWOS 3.128.325, and comm number 2 on the active. And I put the CTAF 122.7 on comm number 1 in the active. You can find the frequencies here, or you can go to your airports tab and go up here and type in SRC, whatever loads, and then you go over here and you hit frequencies, and they literally have all the frequencies. They also have them up at the top. Now back to the maps. After I get those frequencies set up, I come down here and I go down to this box right here. It says contact Little Rock approach within 20 nautical miles on 119.5, 306.2. You don't have to worry about the 306.2, just the 119.5. So within 20 miles of the airspace, which is the purple magenta line, you contact Little Rock approach control. Now, you might say, oh, we have a delta right here. We do have a delta. It's the Little Rock airbase delta. It goes up to 2,800 feet. We're at 3,000 feet. We don't technically have to call for a transition, even if we aren't talking to Little Rock approach by then, because we're 200 feet above them. Usually before you even hit that delta though, you're talking with Little Rock approach and they coordinate the transition. If I'm wrong about that, I'm sure a Little Rock controller will comment and tell me, but I'm pretty sure they coordinate because I have yet to have a problem with it. Now, on my comm number 1 in the standby, I put Little Rock approach 119.5 in there, because as soon as I get 5 to 10 miles outside of Searcy, that's who I'm going to call up, Little Rock approach control. Now, in comm number 2 on the standby, guess what I'm going to put? The 8-ish frequency, 125.65, or again, you can go to the airports tab, go over here, type in Little Rock. And it loads and it shows, well, it pulls up the METAR first of all, but you can go over to frequencies, go down here, go to weather and advisory, and it has the frequency. You could also call the ASOS or the digital ATIS. Now, I have the Performance Plus subscription, so I could also get the digital ATIS, hit weather. There's the METAR, so I already know what it's going to kind of be like, but I can hit the ATIS, and it's ATIS Echo 1853 Zulu, winds 300 at 14, gust at 26. 10 miles visibility, broken 4500, broken 9500, 19 and 6 on the split, 89 on the altimeter. You got peak wind, simultaneous visual approaches, 22 left and 22 right. Then you got all these NOTAMs, 1836 closed, Alpha closed, 86 feet north of Lima, Alpha closed, 86 feet north of Zulu. Kilo closed, Lima closed, Papa between 80 and taxiway Papa between 86 feet north of Falcon Papa Gate to approach end of runway 818 closed, taxiway Zulu closed, 36 Vassie out of service, 18 Pappy out of service, obstruction light out of service 0.43 nautical miles, southeast of the approach end of the runway. Runway RNAV approach 36 unusable, low level weather, windshield advisories are in effect. Push back at your discretion. Caution, North Little Rock Airport, located 6 miles north of Adamsfield with a similar runway configuration. Advise you have Echo. So I could find the ATIS before I even call them up. Don't even really have to listen to it. I usually listen to it and back it up with this. And if this and the other one don't match, then I just go with the one I listen to, because that's going to be most up to date, because ForeFlight takes a little bit to update. And then going back to maps, we have here. So let's say we take off. We listen to the weather, we take off. We switch from 122.7, which is a CTAF frequency. How do I know that? 122.7 with the big OC in it. Contact Little Rock approach. They gave me a squawk code. Over here I go with Scratchpad. Draw. Let's say they gave me a squawk code 0222. Put that in the transponder. They tell me to ident. I ident. They find me. Blah 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 blah. Now the next frequency I'm going to use, because most of the time I don't get switched to the other frequency, which is 135.4. I go to tower. It's a controlled airport. It's a Class C. Now you're like, Ryan, where do I find that? Super easy. Go down here where it says CT. Right here. 118.7. So I'm talking to approach on COM 1 in my active now, and COM 1 standby is my approach, or my CTAF frequency. Well, I just changed that, put 118.7, so when approach tells me to switch, I just flip the switch, and then once I talk to tower, when I'm talking to tower, once I make the switch, I can go back here, go to airports, and I can load the ground frequency, which is 121.9. Sometimes you talk to them, sometimes you don't, but it's always good to have the next frequency loaded in just in case you do talk to them. So that's what I do when I do this cross country. It's pretty simple. Usually you don't have to contact the airbase tower 120.6. Approach will just give you transition through it since you're already talking to them. But I mean, it's super simple. A lot of people are afraid of Class Charlie airports, and it's really not that hard. Just call up approach, tell them who you are, where you are, and what you want to do, and most of the time they'll accept it. Especially with the virus going around, you pretty much can do whatever you want to do. Just don't bust any airspace. As you can see, when we check the ATIS, the North Little Rock Airport, they have 17355 and 23, and then the Adamsfield Airport has 1836, 22 left, 22 right, 4 left, 4 right. So the runways are pretty similar. That's why they put that stuff in there. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. This one was a pretty quick tutorial, super basic stuff. In the next video, we're going to go down here from our home airport, SRC, all the way down here to Texarkana. That's just a Class D. There's not really much more to it. It's actually simpler. You just switch a little bit more frequencies. You talk to Little Rock Approach Control in Memphis Center and also Fort Worth Center. So that's going to be the next video. Let me know if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, or what you want to see from this series, because let me tell you, it's ForeFlight, and ForeFlight's one of my favorite tools to use. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Until the next one, blue skies and a tailwind.